What is up, conscious monkeys? Welcome to another episode of Catch Up with Clayton. As always, I'm your host, Clayton. I bet you didn't guess that my name was Clayton. Or maybe you did. Maybe you're wiser than I am. I don't know why I still find that hilarious. Yeah, we got a pretty solid week, honestly. It's pretty tight, pretty tight. I want to start this off by talking about group manifesting. Group manifesting, and actually going to test it out in this podcast for the first time. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but let me go over the basics. Essentially, group manifesting has actually been scientifically proven to be true. Essentially, they would have a group of people, whether it would be, just a group of people, and what they've done is actually focused on a certain area in the globe or the world, whether it's their city or something, and focused on peace and prosperity within that city. And statistically significant evidence has proven that it works, that it reduces crime within the area. And so it got me thinking, what if we set up our own group manifestation, like a group manifestation? So the idea would be is that, it would be me and maybe like 8 or 9 other people. And we would basically meet up, once every other week or something like that. And we would, or once a week, and we would take turns focusing on one person in the group to help them manifest a specific outcome. And I think it would be a great idea. So shoot me a message on however you can connect, however you connect with me, whether it's, Instagram. Instagram is probably the best way to shoot me a message if you're interested. You can also find, I think, like you could also email me or email us at support@travelingtoconsciousness.com and just make the title like group manifestation. Now, since I'm putting this together and I want to be a little bit selfish and I want to see if this actually works, I want us to use it right here and right now. And it's going to be a little different maybe because we have this is obviously a recording. We're not going to be thinking about it at the same exact time. However, if everybody listening to this actually goes through this process and tries this out, maybe this will actually be proof positive that this works. So what we're going to do is we're going to help me manifest a dog. Now, here's what we're going to do. If you look in the description below, I'm going to link a picture of my dream dog. It's basically a Boxweiler. And so I'm going to give you guys the imagery in order for us to make this happen. So here's what I want you to do. And just humor me, right? Like, this only works if everyone does it. So if you're sitting there listening to this, doing something else, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm not going to do this, well, then there's no way for us to actually figure out if this is going to help or work. So help me out. Let's see if we can manifest this dog super fast. All right, ready? So take a second, find some space, kind of close your eyes, get into a nice calm energy, relax yourself. I want you to picture yourself kind of sitting on a mountain or on a beach, somewhere that's calm to you, whatever resonates to your soul and calls to your soul. And, now that you've looked at that picture of that dog, I want you to bring that picture into your third eye, into your mental space. I want you to focus on the energy of that dog. It's going to be a male. And I want you to now bring into the picture me, Clayton. And I want you to see both of us kind of standing in front of you. I want you to visualize you sending both of us energy to find each other. Send energy to the dog, send energy to Clayton. This energy is going to be a connective energy that connects the dog's future with Clayton. Maybe you work into this visualization of Clayton traveling to different national parks with his dog in a van. Maybe they're on a plane traveling. But I want you to hold this image in your head for a few seconds. Visualize you, a beam of light coming out of your body and into Clayton and this dog. I just got a little tingly, so you must be doing it right. Oh, thank you. I felt another tingle. So send that energy out to me and this dog, Clayton and this dog becoming bonded in life, them traveling, and send your energy to it, knowing that you helped influence this connection to be born, to be manifested into the physical reality. And to close up real quick, I just want you to take another deep breath in. And on your exhale, push the last bit of energy towards it. Now, when you're ready, open your eyes. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys doing that. Let's see what happens. Now, I should note that I'm not sure how powerful this is. The fact that it's over a podcast, the fact that people are doing this at different instances in time. However, it doesn't make sense because time's an illusion. It's all happening now. So technically, it should still be just as powerful. Let's try it out. Also, shoot me a message, support@travelingtoconsciousness.com if you are interested in the manifestation group, because I think that would exponentially create, more power within this manifesting. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Well, first of all, thank you guys. That was amazing that you guys helped me out with that. Let's get into the actual weekend review that we usually do. So I saw a Broadway musical. It's called Ain't Too Proud. And it was all about a music group called The Temptations, which if you've never heard of them, which you might have or not, I don't know, but they have the song Shout. I believe that's probably their most famous one. It's like, throw your hands up and shout, throw your hands up and shout, come on now, boom, 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 come on now. Yeah, that's my version of it. So it was really cool and it was super fascinating. And, from a spiritual perspective, it was basically about this music group, how they formed, how they rose to the top of rhythm and blues, all this cool stuff. Now, from a spiritual analysis point of view, what I found to be very fascinating is how the idea that if you were to become famous overnight, how you wouldn't really be able to handle it because you didn't learn how to deal with your demons. And this seems like a core theme with essentially what they went through, where, they kind of rose to the star power, but then they even said in this thing, it was like the bigger they got, the more that they got faced with their demons. And I find that so fascinating that you kind of see that with a bunch of people. I mean, where if they were a kid star who became super famous and then they started getting into drugs and all this different stuff, there's no shortage of examples. And so I think that it really leads credence to the idea of like, man, like take your time. It's a journey, man. Nobody really, I understand the pleasure in wanting to become famous overnight, but you're going to get confronted with your demons super fast. And it really hit me hard. It really hit home when it really hit home hard. There it is. Hit home hard whenever I watched that musical. And so shout out to them. I have two new analogies. Oh yeah, quick pivot. That was pretty abrupt. But I have two new analogies that I've been working with. One's a gating analogy, and the other is a swimming pool analogy. Now, I kind of discussed these also in the past week. Let me just preface this with also in the past week, I've been interviewed on Instagram. So go check out the Instagram videos. It's like a 40-minute video where I got interviewed by a guy by the name of Alvin. Super dope interview. I was also interviewed on the Be the Love podcast, which is going to release on July 1st. And I was interviewed by Sam Tripoli on the Zero podcast. So I'm not sure when that last one's going to air. Still a question mark. But the reason I'm bringing these up in this segment is because I want to point out that there's two new analogies that I'm kind of playing with. And right at this moment, I'm not feeling inclined to share them. I guess I want you guys to go check out me talking on their podcast to help juice them. But they're very interesting ideas about gating and the way the world works and all this cool stuff. So I say go listen to my podcast with them, listen for the swimming pool analogy, listening for a gating analogy. And yeah, I'm just going to push you to their works I guess I should probably write. I'm going to put a link below to their podcast. I'm not really sure again whenever the one with Sam Tripoli's coming out, so you'll just have to get ready for it to come out, I guess. Um, Maybe I'll let you know next week if I talk to him or whatnot. Anywho, oh yeah, this is super cool. I got another Akashic record update. So on Monday, I'm going through the Akashic records. I told you guys last week. I'm learning how to channel them, and that's going to be a huge thing. I'm definitely going to hook you guys up with some Akashic record channel readings whenever we do that. But the reason that I'm bringing it up is because on Monday, I had another, I actually did an Akashic record session with the girl who is channeling for me or teaching me how to channel. And in that session, we got new names. I figured out the time period was in the 1700s of that whole barbaric situation. I found out that it was also in Scotland, which is super cool. And I figured out that it was holding me back from diving into my feminine energy more, which is interesting because I thought I was jumping into it pretty hard, but I could see how it manifested in like my last relationship. Although as amazing as it was, incredible person, incredible, still is. I saw that there was ways that was actually manifesting during our relationship. But just to point out that I guess I got kind of all this crazy new downloads. If you're interested in the names that I also got, so time period 1700s in England, and names that came through were Balazar, Ursula, Arthur, and Nathaniel. So I don't know who or what were those four names. I've tried doing research, but and I saw a lot of interesting information, but nothing that really stuck in there. So that's something to take into account for yourself. Not really sure what to do with that. So if someone has a crazy download, I guess I'm interested to hear, you know, whatever you want. um, cool. So that's that. And I actually do want to wrap this up with some spiritual politics. Now, for those of you who don't know, I always have a little segment called spiritual politics, which is whenever so much like there's a political event that occurs. Because I don't watch the news at all. I don't watch it at all. And so whenever a political event occurs, it literally comes into my frame of reference just through either Instagram or people talking about it. And so that actually happened yesterday, which would have been the 24th, which I believe there was a shooting in Texas, which I didn't even know about until I was being interviewed by Sam Tripoli on his Zero podcast because, he brought it up in the middle of our interview, like how he ironically brought it up how he didn't really know anything and then brought up Texas. And then I'm sitting there like, yeah, man, I don't even know what you're talking about. And he was like, oh, like there was a mass shooting. And I was like, damn. And so, the reason I'm bringing up spiritual politics here is that get ready for it, man. It brings you down. The vibration of even just talking about this shit like brings people down. And I'm trying to keep it in a high vibe, environment because even seeing on these Instagram pages, it's crazy because I see these on pages of actual other people in the spirituality community who are posting their opinions on, gun control and obviously abortion and all of it all wrapped up into one thing. And to me, I'm viewing it and I'm like, do you guys not feel how this is pulling you down into a lower vibration? Like it is like it evokes more fear, more what the fuck energy, more, and even just reading their posts, I was getting pulled down in a vibrational energy of lowness and just unresonating shit. And I'm just like, guys, how do you not see this? But don't get me wrong, totally understand. It's a part of the human condition. All of this to say, oh yeah, and there's like a monkey virus or monkeypox or something. I don't even know what's going on with that, but apparently I saw someone posted something about an article where people had sex or maybe it was Joe Rogan he posted like, so now they're trying to make us afraid of sex now. Look, my whole point is the elections are coming up. There's midterm elections, I believe, at the end of the year. So get ready for politics to be even crazier. I'm sure something will happen within the next month or so that'll even whip up drama again, and people won't even, right? Because we're not even talking about abortion anymore. We're talking about gun rights now. And then within the next month, we're not even going to be talking about the shooting anymore. It's going to be back to abortion or something crazy is going to happen in the Johnny Depp case. My whole point is just keep your shit together. Just do your best to worry about what's going on in your life. And look, I'm even hesitating to say my heart goes out to the people who are involved in it, but I just, and it does. And that lower vibration of frequency sucks. It absolutely sucks to be in it. The point is that it all serves a greater purpose that we are not aware of. There's a lesson in that situation for everyone, as there is a lesson for me, how I am delivering this message to you guys to be aware of the more lower vibrational shit that the media is going to pump out within the next, what is it, May, June, July, August, October, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Shit. So, guys, you still have 6 or 7 months of this shit, all this lower vibrational. I believe it's in November. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I really don't know. I'm just guessing. But you basically have another 5 months of them, the news cycle perpetuating this stuff. And so maybe I'm calling my shot here. I wonder if my Instagram feed's going to get blown up with something else more recently or now. You know what I mean? Because this is kind of interesting, right? I really haven't heard any political things. And so spiritual politics, I'm kind of rambling here, but we'll see if spiritual politics becomes more frequent in coming up in conversation. I hope not, but look, all of this, I'm just going to use this as a platform to remind you that you cannot fix society if you do not fix yourself. The only way to change the world is to change yourself. And I think that's probably the way I'm going to end this, because I think that's the most beautiful and wrapped up way to end this. Thank you guys so much for focusing on me and my Boxweiler. Go click that image, and if you don't have anything to meditate on, just meditate on sending me energy that he's going to appear in my life, because I'll be so grateful for that, because this dude is a fucking stud, and I cannot wait to experience him being in my life. So thank you guys. The app development is coming along great as well. That should be, I'm hoping that it's going to be done within the next 2 weeks, but stay aware, stay woke. We'll figure all that out whenever that comes up. And I love you guys. Always choose the frequency of love, because that is your soul resonance. That is the frequency of you. Anything that's anything less than love, compassion, you're operating from a frequency that is not you, that is not a part of your highest good. So always choose the frequency of love, joy, expansion, and, we'll ascend together. So with that being said, conscious monkeys, let's keep learning together. There's the catchphrase. I gotta remember whatever I said. I don't really like it though. It feels a little off. Maybe something with like this 5th dimension or 6th dimension. Let's reconvene in the 6th dimension. Oh, that's pretty sick. Maybe I'll change it to that. Let's reconvene in the 6th dimension. Oh, that is fucking sick. All right, I'm gonna start ending at conscious monkeys. Let's reconvene in the 6th dimension.